Here's the deal. I can walk into 8 out of 10 businesses and double their revenue inside of 30 days. I don't have to touch the product. I don't have to spend a cent more on advertising. I won't even add another customer from a different vertical. I will change one number in the business, and that is the price. And the market, it won't even flinch. And if that sounds impossible to you, it's because you believe something about price that almost everyone believes. And it's quietly costing you more money than any competitor, any algorithm, or any economy has ever. Let me take that belief from you. Here is the truth almost no one prices their business around. Price is not a property of the thing that you sell. It does not live on your product. It lives entirely inside the head of the person looking at it. The same number is outrageous to one buyer and a rounding error to the next. A $50,000 watch is insanity to most people on the planet, and a Tuesday afternoon impulse for a few. The watch did not change. The number did not change. The only thing that changed was the buyer. A bottle of water is $1 at the gas station. The identical bottle is $10 in a hotel minibar and $25 at a rooftop bar in the middle of the desert. It's the same water, the same molecules. The buyer is not paying for the liquid. He is paying for the frame around it. He always was. So when someone tells you your price is too high, understand what is actually happening. They are not reporting a fact about your price. They are reporting a fact about themselves. And they are the wrong buyer, or they are the right buyer who has never shown what it was actually worth. Too expensive is not a number problem. It is a perception problem and a person problem. Now, here's the part that should destroy that little limiting belief that you have about your business when it comes to prices. In roughly 80% of the businesses I work with, I can raise the price 50% to 100% and eventually even 200%, and the conversion rate doesn't even decline whatsoever. The same share of people say yes at multiples of the price that we're buying before. We have an offer right now that's literally doing almost $2 million a month in cash collected. We launched it at a $5,000 price point. A year later, today, it sells at $15,000. And the close rate at $15,000 is the exact same 30% that it was when we were selling it for $5,000. Triple the price, identical conversion. The only thing that we changed was the targeting and who we put the offer in front of. That is it. Sit inside that for a moment. If the price triples and just as many people say yes, then the price was never really the limit. Wouldn't you agree? Those buyers were already willing to pay it. The money was always on the table. The only thing holding your price in place was you, not the market, not the competition, not your customers, you. Your beliefs about what your work is worth has been the single greatest constraint on what your business could earn. You were the ceiling, and you have been standing on it this entire time. And the reason is uncomfortable, so I'm gonna say it plainly. You did not price your offer from the buyer's wallet. You priced it from your own. You set the number you would feel comfortable paying yourself, the number that feels safe to say out loud, the number that you think you can defend if someone pushes back on price. And every one of those is a number about guess who? You, your fears, your self-image, your private relationship with money. Not one of them is about the buyer in front of you. This buyer does not share your psychology, and they never agreed to be bound by it. You projected your own ceiling onto a market that had no such limit. The buyer was never the obstacle. Your self-image was. And if that stings, let me say the part that makes it bearable. I was my own biggest limit too, for years. The number on my offer was always a number about me, never about the market. But as I changed the buyers that I put the offer in front of, I saw something that made me start to question this. The same call, the same hour of my life, the same exact business, the same words coming out of my mouth would make $5,000 to one buyer and $100,000 to another. Same call, same me. The only thing that moved was the positioning and who was sitting on the other end of the call. That was the entire difference for me. That's what showed me my limit was me, not the market. And here's the real problem. Price, it does not follow cost. It does not follow effort or hours or how hard the thing was to build. Price follows perceived value, and perceived value is not discovered, it is engineered. The same service, repositioned, stops being a line item and becomes transformation. The same product reframed leaves one category and enters another one where the rules and the numbers are entirely different. Nothing about the thing improves. What changes is what the market understands it to be. And the instant that the perception moves the price, it can move with it as well. That is the fastest money in a business. Not new leads, not new ads, not some new product line that takes a year and a half to build. It is in the revenue that you already have been leaving on the table every single day because you priced it from fear instead of value. This is a great deal of what we do at Luxvoni.com, and it almost always is the first place that we find money in a business. We don't begin by telling you to spend more and work harder. We look at what you already have built, and we find the gap between what it's worth and what you are actually charging for it. The gap your own psychology has been hiding from you. We find that gap, and then we re-engineer the perceived value and reposition the offer until the market pays what it was already prepared to pay. We have done it across hundreds of different businesses and tracked more than $750 million in ad spend doing it. The pattern, it barely changes. The ceiling is almost never the market. The ceiling is almost always the founder. And the day that he steps off of it, the business he thought he had, it can literally double overnight. So before you spend another dollar chasing new customers, ask yourself a harder question. How much money is already sitting inside of your business right now, waiting on a number that you have been too afraid to charge? Picture it. Same clients, same offer, same effort, and a price that finally matches your value. A price you no longer flinch at when you say out loud because somewhere along the way you stopped pricing off of fear and you started pricing off your self-worth. That is not a fantasy. For most of the founders I meet, it's 30 days away. You are never limited by the market. You are limited by what you believed you were allowed to charge. Raise the damn price and watch how little the world objects. If you want help doing it, raising your prices without surrendering a single point of conversion in the process, you need to understand that there is a formula. And we have run it hundreds of times for businesses just like yours. It starts with a diagnosis. We find exactly where the offer is underpriced and why, and then we hand you a prescription for it. The repositioning that makes the market pay what it was always willing to pay. Most founders are holding it within weeks, but nothing moves until you do. Click the link below.